So, what is gender-based violence? Have a read through this slide in your own time. You can press pause if you need to. We have a definition in Scotland that's been developed from the United Nations one, which allows us as practitioners to have a clear and concise description, which enables us all, no matter what level we may be working at, to be on the same page. This definition helps us all work together from the acknowledgement that gender based violence locally and globally affects women more than men. So, we're going to go through now this slide. I'm going to talk about types of gender based violence. Using the common term domestic abuse with young people can be really confusing for them, as in my experience when I've been working with young people, when you talk about domestic abuse they don't see it can happen to them. It can be really confusing because they assume that it can't happen to them because you need to be in a house for it to happen. We also come across many different terms when we're looking to find out more about gender-based violence, and those particularly about domestic abuse. And those can be different terms that define domestic abuse as teen abuse, teen relationship abuse, interpersonal violence, and then just to name a few. The core point is for us as youth workers to understand no matter what term is used, the meaning is the same. And that is where somebody is using a pattern of behaviours to establish power and control over another person using fear and intimidation. Tactics used to gain control, intimidate, and degrade somebody else can be emotional and mental, coercive control, and they can include obsessively texting, calling, emailing, isolating them from friends and family, always wanting to see and talk to them, stopping them from working or going to school, college, or university. Understanding what emotional and mental abuse can manifest itself as helps us understand that domestic abuse is much more than just a fight. We do still have physical abuse within our definitions, and that can be hitting, slapping, biting, strangling, kicking. Another form of abuse is sexual abuse. This is any situation in where where someone's forced to participate in unwanted, unsafe, or a degrading sexual activity, even when it's with a partner, and even when it's with a partner or the person they're having sex with is consensual, as consent can be taken back at any time during sex. Examples of sexual abuse include, but are not limited to, rape, sexual assault, which can be vaginal, anal, or oral, forcing sex in ways that hurt, or following a physical assault. Gender based violence is sometimes referred to as an umbrella term that includes the following. So, we've already discussed domestic abuse. We have got child sexual exploitation, such as trafficking. We have commercial sexual exploitation, which I'll speak about further in a second. We have rape and sexual assaults, which I've just discussed. We have stalking, cultural abuse, which can include crimes such as forced marriage or female genital mutilation. We have sexual harassment, which can be, unwanted attention, such as wolf whistling in the street, or perhaps maybe touching somebody's bottom at a concert. Financial abuse, where somebody deliberately withholds money from another person within a relationship. And we have online and technical abuse. All of these would be discussed more and further and deeper within the seminars if you choose to carry on any further. As mentioned in our definition of gender-based violence, and how it covers a spectrum of violence and abuse, which can be all of the terms under the umbrella. Some will have more or all the types of abuse that we've just mentioned. Commercial sexual exploitation, particularly pornography, can be something that causes a lot of debate and may challenge our own attitudes and values when working with young people. That's why it's probably been recognised as one of the issues that our youth work colleagues as part of this project has identified as something we need more support with, having our conversations with young people around. Commercial sexual exploitation includes a wide range of sexual activities, such as prostitution, lap dancing, pornography, which typically, where typically men profit from or buy from women, which can objectify and harm. Before moving on, we need to realise that it's perfectly fine to hold our own opinions on pornography and commercial sexual exploitation. But as youth workers in Scotland, we have to recognise that CSE, including pornography, is classed as a form of violence against women and girls.